So this tweet here capped off an emotional and tragic day. The Las Vegas Raiders sending out this one-sentence statement releasing Henry Ruggs. Ruggs right now is sitting in jail this morning, charged with DUI resulting in death. Ruggs will appear before a judge at 9 o'clock this morning. The 22-year-old was arrested in a crash that killed a young woman and her dog. The crash took place early yesterday morning near Rainbow and Spring Valley. According to investigators, Ruggs was speeding at the time in his green Corvette when he smashed into the back of a Toyota RAV4 that a 23-year-old woman was driving. The impact caused her car to catch on fire. The woman and her dog did not survive. Ruggs had a woman with him in his car as well. Police determined that he did appear under the influence at the time. He spent several hours at UMC being treated for non-life-threatening injuries before then being transferred to the Clark County Detention Center, where he remains this morning. And this morning we have team coverage of the Ruggs arrest. Fox 5 Sports Director Kevin Bollinger is going to be joining us from the Raiders team practice facility with the football side of it and what the loss of Ruggs means for the team. But let's start first with Nkirika Azuka joining us live from outside the courthouse where Ruggs is set to appear in about 3 hours. Nkirika.
Hey, Dave. So, court records show that Ruggs is going to be charged with DUI of alcohol and or a controlled substance resulting in substantial bodily harm and reckless driving resulting in death and substantial bodily harm. Now, because of a new Nevada law, he will not face murder charges. A felony DUI causing death is the most severe charge that he could face. Now, he is facing 2 to 20 years in this incident. Now, like Dave said, he will be in court at 9 o'clock this morning, and we will be here for you. And we will definitely be giving you the latest as we get it. But for now, Dave, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, and Nkirika, we'll check in with her throughout the morning, especially once that court appearance begins. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near as important as the tragic loss of life, but this does affect the football side of things with the Raiders. His career in Las Vegas is now over. So let's bring in Fox 5 Sports Director Kevin Bollinger with how the team moves forward. Kevin.
Well, Dave, as you said there at the top of the newscast, it was a swift and decisive way to end a tragic day. At 8:51 last night, roughly 17 hours after the accident, the Raiders released that one-sentence statement that says the Las Vegas Raiders have released wide receiver Henry Ruggs III. In less than 24 hours, a budding NFL superstar has seen himself out now of the league and facing those serious legal consequences. We, of course, understand that this is a tragedy and respect the loss of life. But as you said, this is a football story as well, and we still have to cover the team. Ruggs, in his second year in the NFL, he was drafted in the first round by the Raiders out of Alabama. He really was becoming a key part of the Raiders' offense. He had a connection going with Derek Carr this year, using his speed to open up a lot of offensive plays with the Raiders. Now, the big question is, who is going to take Ruggs' spot in the lineup? As of now, the Raiders only have 3 active wide receivers: Bryan Edwards, Hunter Renfrow, and Zay Jones. They do have 3 wide receivers on the practice squad that can be called up: DJ Turner, Dylan Stoner, and Javon Wims. They also could go after a receiver like veteran Deshaun Jackson, who was placed on waivers yesterday by the Rams. The NFL trade deadline was yesterday at 1 o'clock. The Raiders decided to not make a move. And on top of all the legal issues that Ruggs is facing, if he ever gets the chance to play in the NFL again, he will face potential consequences from the league. But if he does come back to the NFL, it will not be the Raiders. Now let's bring you back out here live to the Raiders headquarters in Henderson, where we can tell you the Raiders are practicing later this morning. They did not have any type of activity yesterday. Tuesday is the traditional off day in the NFL. So this morning will be the first time that this team will be together since what happened yesterday transpired. And we are expected to hear from head coach Rich Bisaccia and at least quarterback Derek Carr, if not other players, later today to talk about this tragedy and how this team moves forward. Guys?
Hey, Kevin, and as we all know, it was just a few weeks ago the team had to deal with the Jon Gruden email scandal and his sudden resignation. The team did respond with maybe their best game of the season in Denver. So it'll be curious and interesting to see how they respond to this, losing a great player and more importantly, the psychological impact of what they're dealing with right now as a football organization.
No question. And what I expect to hear from the team today is that it's a tragic situation. They feel for the family and obviously feel for Henry Ruggs as well, but they do have a job to do, and that is to play football and win football games. And that is how they're going to kind of galvanize this team and move forward as they get ready to head to New York to take on the Giants on Sunday.
All right. Kevin Bollinger live for us this morning. Thank you, Kev, for your thoughts on it. Fox 5 will continue to follow the latest developments in the Ruggs arrest case. You can stay up to date with all the latest. Download our free Fox 5 app.